Before I was speaking, I think.
It was.
Okay. Howard has touched so many of us professionally that I decided that instead of writing a speech of my own, that I was going to reach out to all the people that he's helped and worked with throughout, these almost 2 years, and I asked them to, tell me something about Howard. I actually asked for 3 things. I said, tell me something nice about Howard. I said, tell me a funny story about Howard, or tell me, what you think of when you think of Howard. So, and I actually wrote in my email, I know you can at least tell me number 1. Tell me something nice about Howard. My first response was from his good friend Don Davis, who wrote to me, nothing comes to mind.
Let me guess. How about a realistic request? Something like that. Am I close?
You're spot on. He said, please set reasonable goals. My next response was from Bruce Vatnitsky, and I have to say he probably misunderstood my
Oh! Now remember, Bruce came to us from IBM, of course, right?
But what he did was he sent me a series of quotes from Bill Gates. The first one, the first one was, "Be nice to nerds. Chances are you'll end up working for one." Now, is that about Howard? I thought maybe he was talking to me. Okay, and now starts the sort of sappy part of our program. Wagdy wrote, in a nutshell, Howard is very intelligent, skillful, and helpful. And, everyone thinks that about Howard. I will miss the wealth of knowledge that he brings to us from Microsoft, miss his stories about Microsoft, and other fun stories. Howard also has a very friendly personality and a good sense of humor. If finance could afford him, I would vote yes for good. I think we all would vote yes for Howard. Okay. And I turn this around. Okay. Mike San Miguel said, Howard really seems to care about the work he does here with us and the process and components that go into making our efforts successful. He seemed to take genuine pride in helping us achieve our goals of creating quality applications for the public. George Gullifield said, Howard is one of those rare techies that speaks English.
Lots of it, but yeah.
Gee, I wonder if he's speaking from experience from his peers around him. He knows the .NET concepts, legacy COBOL language, and can teach them both so that I can understand. I am waiting for his next book. Chandra Mohan feels similarly about Howard. She said, Howard stands out because he has the time to help everybody, anybody, at any time, and with a smiling face. Lakshmi Jambu said, I liked the way Howard did his training. He was positive, upbeat, and made it interesting. Howard could talk for 2 hours straight, non-stop, providing excellent information, amazing talent he has. And I think there are a lot of us in this room who have experienced that challenge.
Comes from being a COBOL programmer, right?
Chime in, anybody, if you will. Anyways, and I wrote myself a note. Somehow, I don't think Lakshmi is the only one to have heard Howard talk for several hours straight. And I'm not talking about training. Okay.
Yeah, any do it meeting.
From one of his coworkers, Ian, at Microsoft. Howard is legendary for his ability to, I think I can read my handwriting. Howard is legendary for his ability to drive simplicity into complicated projects. And he remembers the time when Howard told Nancy that he could build an that it should take only 2 days to build an application, and Nancy asked him, why did it take 2 weeks? And I may be getting Ian in trouble for this. He's probably the only person that answered all three questions. So, so to the question that said, "What do you think of when Howard's name is mentioned?" He wrote, "Bonehead."
Thank
You're in trouble.
I did not. I didn't use that word.
I'd like at this time, Winston sent me something a little bit late, and I'd like at this time to just, interject in the middle of this speech and let him read what he had written to me.
The reason why I'm going to
Winston,
stand up is
yeah.
because when Sylvia sent the email out, I said, this is easy. All I have to do is send her an email and I don't have to talk. That changed real fast. This morning I said to her, read the email, and she said to me, I didn't read it, so I ended up writing it out because I could not remember it. And also the reason why I wrote it is because I don't work in your area, but everything they said is so true. For someone with such knowledge and the way of you just reaching out to everyone, such a simple way of explaining things to make everyone, even the most person who has the least knowledge, feel so comfortable and can understand it in a basic sense, that's a gift for that kind of communication. And you have done that not only with technical people, but with laymen almost. And speaking of that, I don't see any users here. I'm wondering why. But that's one of the gifts of people, of our people who do well when they can communicate with the user and make them understand what they're trying to do, because they always think it's so simple. The user community. So. I remember when Howard used to give these luncheons, a couple of them I went to, and he was talking about object-oriented concepts, and he would make it sound so simple. And from there on, I'd speak to him from time to time, and he was so pleasant with me that I really got to like it. I didn't know you that well, and I asked a couple of questions, you always answered me, and then at night I would work late, and when I worked late, we'd end up talking together a couple of times, and it was fun. So I wrote for Sylvia, but I have to read it now. I said, Howard, you raise the bar with your expectations for finance because you offer not only your knowledge but your imagination to finance. So as is often said, your thoughts create your environment, but your expectations create your aura. And you definitely brought your special aura to finance. So I wanted to say that to you. Sylvia,
thank you. Thank you very much, Winston.
And I want to also ask you to work on your Jamaican accent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No problem, man.
But I'll say it anyway. I'll say, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Winston.